Okay, thanks. The biggest thing, obviously, is I was proud of our guys' response to Tuesday night. You know, things didn't go, great for us, for a variety of reasons. Certainly give Michigan credit for that on Tuesday night. But our response, after the day off, the way that we practiced, the way that we were today at shoot-around, the way that we, our disposition and prep work, I could tell our guys had a little, edge to them here the last 2 or 3 days, and were disappointed and wanted to respond the right way. I thought that, and I really shouldn't be surprised. I mean, they've done that all year. When adversity has hit, they have responded. You got to give certainly our leadership with our older guys a lot of credit for that, as well as the assistant coaches who spend a lot of time with our players. But I loved what was. I thought we played with a lot of heart today. I thought we played at times with good mind and intelligence, and other times, not great. But I thought our toughness was really good. I thought our togetherness was off the charts. We got a lot of contributions from a lot of different guys. When it was 54-48, it was kind of hanging in the balance there. I thought our defense stepped up. I thought both our man and zone were good, mixing those down the stretch. And then obviously John makes a big play. I was really happy for John and Joe as two seniors playing their last regular season Big Ten game. Things didn't go great for those guys on Tuesday night, but I thought both of them made big-time plays. Both guys offensively, loose balls with Joe, and obviously John makes a big shot there to win the game. So I'm happy for our players, really proud of the resiliency that they've had, and the fact that that's kind of becoming a part of our DNA, that toughness and that edge to us and the way that we respond to things. So I'm awful proud of the guys in our locker room. Questions?
Was that what you drew up at the end?
Well, what we really wanted, I had no timeout, so I didn't have a chance to draw up anything, or I probably would have taken a timeout, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Late game, we have 3 or 4 things that we run. That is one of the 3 or 4 things that we run. The biggest thing there is I didn't want to run whatever it is that we were calling until there was 7 seconds or so on the clock, because I wanted to make sure with a tie score that we were able to get the last shot. Obviously, Tracy showed great poise and didn't panic, threw it to John, and John made a tough shot. I haven't seen it on tape yet, but they said it was very heavily challenged, and sometimes you make those, and sometimes you miss them, and fortunately for us, that one went in for us.
How big was the start of the game, just going up?
Well, I thought it was big. Obviously, you get out 20-9. I thought we were really good early. Then we weren't quite as good there to finish the half. I thought they were tougher than us the last 10 minutes of the half. I thought they made it difficult for us to run our offense. I thought they imposed their will, Shannon, on the backboard. We talked a lot about that at halftime, that I thought we needed to toughen up at both ends of the floor, have a better disposition, and I thought we did that in the second half.
But no coincidence that they made their run with Nana on the bench, right?
Yeah, I said on the radio, that kid's one of the best defensive players I've ever coached up in my entire career. I think he's one of the best at what he does at that position, not only in our league but in the country. I think he's terrific. He's smart. We've talked about all these things. I certainly don't mean to beat a dead horse, but he's smart. He's got length. He's athletic. He cares. He plays hard. He anticipates well. He's gotten physically stronger, tough from last year to this year. I think that's helped as well. And then I thought tonight he was good on the offensive end as well. He made some big plays for us. You could tell he wanted the ball. He had a little look in his eye where he had more confidence here in the last 2 to 3 weeks, and it was great to see him really contribute heavily at both ends.
Given all that, this momentum going into the Big Ten tournament coming up here.
Well, one of our goals we talked about in the locker room, Tracy and I talked a little bit about it today, was we kept saying when we went through that streak, that wasn't fun. But we were going to respond the right way, and we needed to stay the course, and our goal was to be playing our best basketball heading into Season 3. We had a little bit of a hiccup the other night, but if you look at our body of work, I think, Marcus, in the last 2 to 3 weeks, we clearly, it's not even close, are playing the best we've played all year at both ends simultaneously, and that's a good position to be in. There's no guarantees for anybody when you go to Indianapolis, but you want to have momentum and you want to be playing well, and I think we've done some pretty good things, and I think our guys are starting to figure some things out, and you know, I do think that we've got some momentum, and I clearly think that we're playing the best that we've played all year here. And our body of work over the last 2 to 3 weeks, I think, indicates that.
Given what Mark was saying about Nana's defensive dominance and the fact that he did start out really hot, do you ever think maybe let him play through the 2 fouls?
Sure, I did it tonight. Yeah, we kept debating it, Rob. I always debate it. You know, my old college coach, Paul Patterson, who's a friend, great mentor, he had a rule when you got 2 fouls. It was a hard rule. I mean, you're down for the half. So I hope he wasn't watching the game tonight. I would have been a little disappointed in me. But I've done that before. It's just a feel and instinct thing. We went with them at about 4 and change, played him for 3 minutes there to end the half, and then subbed him out for defensive purposes there on the last possession in order to protect him. But sure, there's no question you've got that decision to make as a coach, and it's really not right or wrong. You know, it looks good if you play him and he doesn't get the 3rd foul. If he gets the 3rd foul, then you look like the GOAT. You know, it's just part of it. You know, you got to have big boy pants when you're out there making decisions. But you know, fortunately for us, we rolled the dice a little bit there towards the end, and he was able to, you know, get to the half with just the 2 fouls.
What was the plan against Marble? I know he sat in the first half with the 2 fouls, but
yeah,
still.
I mean, maybe I don't know if that threw him out of rhythm or not, but he is a terrific player. I shook his hand in the line there and just told him how much I've admired coaching against him, you know, preparing for him, watching him play on film. You know, I think he's, you know, one of the elite players in our league, and I think that because he plays both ends. So I really admire him for that. I think he's a terrific player. Obviously, you can't guard him with just one guy. Your team defense has to have an effect on him. He's so good if you put him in space against one guy. I think he's hard to keep in front. He moves well without the ball, plays well with the ball. I just think he really doesn't have a whole lot of weaknesses. You know, I've really admired him, and I think he's handled himself in a first-class way. You know, certainly as someone that's not around him every day, looking in from the outside, I really admire him.
Was Tate just not able to?
Yeah, we tried him. You know, today he did shoot around, was not real mobile. Tried to practice yesterday, wasn't real mobile, but more mobile than he was Thursday, so that was good. You know, we got away with not having him, which could add some depth for us, obviously. You know, we'll have a day off tomorrow for all of us as we head into season 3, but, you know, we'll continue. It's day to day. You know, Paul, in the 2 years I've been with Paul Schmidt, he's done a remarkable job, whether it's with Joe or Brandon Paul or when guys have been dinged up. If he can get him out there, he'll get him out there. You know, Paul's really good at what he does, and you know, Paul and I talked before the game and just thought it might be in our best interest and Jalen's best interest to continue to see if we can get through the next couple days, maybe get him a little bit more mobile.
Coach.
Time for 2 more questions.